It just, listen, it comes down to a million different things. For me, my intent is legacy, right?
How do you define legacy?
I want everybody to remember that I brought them value.
Awesome, pleasure.
Good to see you.
4 or 5 times? Each time we publish Polish book of Garyvee, we are talking. It's very amazing time for us. That's your book? Polish book? How would you pronounce the title? That's my first question all the time with the interview with the books.
Przebij się.
Ladies and gentlemen, Garrett Vaynerchuk and his new book, published in Polish, Przebij się. What does it mean, przebij się?
Crushing it. To me, it means that you're living your life in a way that makes you happy, right? You're succeeding financially, emotionally, mentally, and you're taking advantage of the current state of the internet and culture in achieving that. So it's not a Zen mindfulness meditation book. I believe that the internet is grossly underrated. I believe human beings are grossly underrated. You put one and one together, if you execute and get educated on what's actually happening in society, you really can start taking advantage of it.
You know, I read this book 5 times and it's awesome. It works in our business, my life. But I think that many of people won't believe in this book during the reading because it sounds like, strange things to do, small things on social media.
Yes.
Can you talk us a bit more about this?
Look, if it was so easy, if everybody believed it, everybody, that's the truth. Look, go read the Amazon reviews for the first book, Crush It, 2009. Everybody told me, BS, snake oil salesman, the internet's not gonna be real. People are gonna make money on YouTube.
And now?
And now I'm laughing and they're not. To me, to be very honest, and you probably know this about me because we've hung out a bunch, I'm not interested in convincing anybody in Poland or Schmoland or America or Schmerica or China or Schmina that I'm right. I'm putting things on the record and I'm letting the chips fall where they may, and I have a funny feeling that I'll be on the right side of history, and if somebody is pessimistic or lazy or struggling with something inside that makes them say no, not yes, I'm empathetic. I don't think I'm special. I think that I'm sharing my points of view, just like you're allowed to share your point of view and say, no, not really. This is all bad. The internet's bad. This won't happen. Not in my country. Not in this. Cool. You can be in the no business. I'm gonna be in the yes business.
Before this interview, I asked my community, what would you like to ask Gary? And
yes.
Most of them asked the same questions as you answered this book.
Yes.
And my reply was, hey, here's the book with the answers. So my question for you is, why people are giving the same questions all the time without looking themselves for the answers?
They've heard the answers, they want to hear it one more time.
Or maybe different.
People want reinforcement.
To make sure that that's the right path.
Or they've heard you, but they haven't heard you. I think a lot of, maybe even for you and, and others, even people that have gone on to get a lot of success from me, I get a lot of emails that are like, hey, in the last year things have worked out, thank you. P.S. I've been listening for 3 years. I don't know what it was about episode 219, or I don't know what it was about this podcast, or I don't know what plenty of people are like, I don't know what it was about Crushing It that was different than Ask Garyvee, that was different Jab, that was different. And so it's been interesting. And by the way, that's what drives me to continue to say the same shit forever. You never know when it's gonna be this way, with that lighting, with that adjective, on that platform, right?
Yes.
I may say the same thing for a decade. Listen, I only have 25, 30 points of view. What I'm good at is being relevant on the new and emerging things, whether it's voice or podcast or video. Look, look what's going on here, right? Like, it's the filmer over the filmer's forgetting film. Like, it's very, for me, these are the things I predicted would happen. They seemed laughable years ago. They are not being laughed at by everybody as much anymore.
Yeah, probably at the beginning, a lot of people laugh from you like you're doing DailyVee. Most of them were saying like you're like an asshole,
That's right.
Staring
charlatan,
at the camera,
self-absorbed.
Narcissistic thing. And I had the same. They told me I'm narcissistic because I'm coming to the street with the camera pointed at me, and they forget that I'm putting content for my community to make their life better.
It just, listen, it comes down to a million different things. For me, my intent is legacy, right?
How do you define legacy?
I want everybody to remember that I brought them value.
Right.
Period. I want to be remembered that I brought value. I like it. I like the feeling. It makes me feel good. Sorry. You know, and so to me, that's how I think about it. And so for me, of course I'm doing this because that's what I want. To me, there's not a lot of things people want in life. You know, there's money, there's admiration, there's love, there's these things, and all this stuff is very basic to me. It comes simple. I just don't care if people think I'm the best or the worst. I'm in my own inside, and so that's why I will always innovate, because I don't fear.
You don't fear?
I don't fear. So if DailyVee was a flop, if my sneakers were a flop, what?
Nothing. Next project.
That's
next,
it.
Next.
Entrepreneur.
This book is about patience.
Yes.
Can you talk us a little bit more about patience?
I think patience is one of the great secret weapons of my success.
Because you look like you're not patient, but you are in the long term, but short term you're very quick, right?
That's right. Micro speed, macro patience, clouds and dirt.
Okay, so what do you will advise our Polish viewers and readers about the patience?
Look, everybody's always trying to prove, the reason I'm patient is I'm not trying to prove anything to anybody else but myself. And I have my whole life to do that.
You focus on your own shit.
For my whole life to do that. When you're not patient, you're worried about other people. You want to be successful, so your mom was proven wrong, so your brother was proven wrong, so you proved you're doing it for somebody. Your lack of patience, you need more, you're not patient because you need more money, because you have to buy a BMW so that you look successful to your classmates. Not smart, not smart. And so patience goes hand in hand with being inside your own self. I'm so thankful that I only guide within my own self. Otherwise, I'd be living my life in a very different way.
You know, this is Thank You Economy, Ekonomia Wdzięczności, and most of people in Poland, after reading this book, are saying, we know this shit. It's obvious, there's nothing new in the book. But when I look at their Facebooks and YouTubes, there's nothing there. You know what I mean? Of
course I know what you mean. There are people who do, and then there are people who judge the people that do.
Yeah.
I fucking do. Which is why I respect what people say. I don't want them to say that. I respect it, but that's a much bigger indicator on them than me. One of the great things I've been able to accomplish in my own mind is this incredible place where I'm at right now, where I think I'm just a mirror. I genuinely believe that people, when they consume me, expose who they are based on their reaction of me.
Do they leave like comments, likes? What?
If they think I'm great, they're in a positive, accountable place. If they think I'm shit, they're in a negative, I wanna blame somebody else place. And it's 100%. And so, I just think I'm a mirror. So I don't take it personal. You know why I invoke reaction? Because I suffocate people's bullshit.
Yeah,
you know why people don't like me? When they don't like me, they don't like that I'm exposing them. They like to hide in the shadows of their bullshit. So if you guys want to hide, you can hide. Facebook, I'm just gonna have Facebook join. You can hide all you want, but I'm gonna shed the fucking life on all these truths, and you have to fucking deal with it one way or the other, because that's the fucking game. Because that's me bringing, that's the most valuable thing I can do. By the way, I don't talk about that many things. I don't know about healthcare. I don't know about, health, I'm not a know-it-all. I know about communication and human psychology and buying and selling and business, and that's all, not a lot. I talk a lot. I talk with a lot of confidence because I talk about the shit I know. Just like somebody who's been teaching swimming for 30 years can talk with confidence too.
Yeah.
I've been doing business for fucking 37 years, for real. D's and F's, for real. Because I've been doing business for 37 years, and at this point, I feel like I'm pretty okay at it, and I'm willing to talk about it. But ultimately, the reason people struggle is because I don't if I let you get away with your bullshit, I'd be like everybody else who's selling them all this shit.
Or clapping, or you're saying, hey, you're cool. No, you're not, you're just lazy. I will show that you're lazy.
But you know what I would say? You're lazy for a reason. You know, to me, it's not like people are lazy. Why are you lazy?
You're afraid of something.
Right.
Or becoming that it can.
Right. Let's go further. You grew up in let's talk about Poland. You know, I was born in Belarus. I know that if you're born in Poland, the history of that country and the cadence of that individual and the history of your grandparents is a factor that is not a factor in America. But it's not a bad factor. I think adversity is an advantage. I think with the internet, the people born in more difficult situations, minorities, tough countries, actually weirdly are set up for more success. So I look at your adversity as a positive.
Attitude.
Look, the hero of my life is my mother. Let me tell you about my mother's life. She was born in the Soviet Union. Her mother died when she was 5.
All right.
Her father went to jail when she was 10 for 10 years. She had an older brother that she was the older sister of. She married my dad, who's a piece of work.
The most difficult thing.
She had a child at 20. She came to America with $100. She worked her fucking face off every day of her life and didn't have a housekeeper, didn't take a vacation, didn't go anywhere. She's the most positive, phenomenal person I know. How the fuck do you think I'm gonna cry for you?
True. A lot of people are talking about jab, right hooks,
yes.
But they focus only on the right hooks.
Yeah, because the right hooks are more fun.
But most of them doesn't work.
Right, because if you only throw right hooks.
And I noticed that some people are giving a lot of jabs, but they cannot right hook.
Correct.
They're waiting for too long to ask for money.
Too left, too right. You understand?
Yes.
Too idealistic, too selfish. You know, I get it. Why do you think I wrote a book called Jab, 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 Right Hook?
Marketing, that's the one.
That's the one. I can't wait to sell and throw right hooks for my sneaker on July 16th. I can't wait to announce my secret wine project in the fall. I can't wait. I love selling.
Me too.
I just love giving a lot too because you win 3 ways. You give more. First of all, here's a big part about giving. I don't give away free content better than anyone because I expect people to buy my stuff.
Just give it because you want to give.
Correct. Would I like them to buy my stuff? Of course. Do I care if they do? Ultimately, no, because if I gave with expectation, I would lose.
So how would you put like a right hook with this book for Polish people? Why they should buy it or not?
Because it's the greatest book ever written, Poland. Look, it's not about why they should. Here's what I think.
Yeah.
I have a long track record of success. I think I've proven myself to a lot of people that I'm in it for the right reasons. And I don't think it's expensive to give yourself a chance. But you can go read, I don't know, watch the videos for free, listen to my podcast for free. I don't, listen, I'd want it to sell because I appreciate your support. I don't know what you're on the hook for. But for me, I don't want to convince anybody to buy my stuff, believe in my stuff. I want to put out the best work I can, and then the market decides. Warsaw, the suburbs of Warsaw, and the whole country decide if this is a quality book for them, not me. Now look, I think coming in the fall is going to be a big deal. Yes, I don't know how many of these fucking things you got sitting around, but I have a funny feeling.
Millions.
I have a funny feeling you're gonna have a lot less in October than you had in September. And so I'm excited. I will say this, I cannot wait to come. I cannot wait to come.
Yeah.
I'm bringing my dad, who doesn't go to anything.
Mine.
So it's gonna be great, we'll do that, and so it'll be fun. Looking forward to it.
Thank you so much.